Attention, please. This upload is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. GPITRAL. Definitely a must-see. Follow us.
Welcome back to part 2 of Defectors. We've just got rid of the best player, so we're stuck with these three now. This is the scores on the doors at the moment. We've got Abby trailing there with 147 points. Now, she's got more questions right than Jed in second place there with 165 points, and she's only got one less than Steve, who's on 206 points. So they're all performing roughly about the same at the moment. That's how it stands for the contestants in the studio. Hope you're enjoying the game at home as well and playing along. Now then, what about our audience of Defectors? Who's been the best so far at switching between the best players to clock up the most right answers? We have a new leader. It's Hannah Gorner, who's 25, a receptionist originally from Poland. Hannah, you're looking strong now for £1,000 if you keep backing the right players. Now then, once again, our players make their claim in Trust Me. The third Trust Me subject tonight is pop music. We start this time with Abby. You have 10 seconds on the clock. You're behind on points at the moment, but you're playing well. Why trust you on pop music?
You can trust me completely on pop music. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, which was the heyday of pop, but I keep up to date watching all the music channels. But I tell you what I want, what I really, really want is for you to trust me.
Was that singing then, or were you just rapping it?
That was
very difficult to tell.
Bad.
Yes. Steve, why trust you?
Trust me, for 15 years I've set pop music quizzes in my pub, and I've built up a huge collection of music from all around the world. In fact, I've just introduced my daughter to Limp Bizkit and Stereo.
Jed, why trust you?
You can trust me on this because while at university I was the lead singer and rhythm guitarist with a pop band, and I've been in and out of the music business ever since. I'm currently a solo singer at the moment. I'm a big U2 fan.
OK, audience, you're trying to win £1,000 here. The only way you're going to do that is by correctly predicting which of our players will know the most about pop music. So forget the scores so far. The subject is pop music. Defect now. Let's take a gander at these percentages here. Steve, 21%, so you're the leader, but you've gone down in support there. Jed, second place there, 34%. Abby, you're the favourite here. 45% of the audience think you know your onions when it comes to pop music. Let's find out if they're right. Here come the questions. Which of these is a member of S Club 7? Paul Walters, Paul Dobbins, Paul Catamole, or Paul Jones? Paul Catamole was the right answer there, and only Steve got it right. 21% of the audience moved closer to £1,000. You don't look the sort you know about S Club 7, I have to say. Here comes the next one. She's known as popular singer Lil' Kim, but what is Kimberly's surname? Smith, Brown, Jones, or Johnson? Kimberly's surname is Jones, which was option C, and none of you pressed it, unfortunately. So here comes the final question on pop music. What sort of wood took Travis into the 1999 Top 20? Norwegian wood, dead wood, driftwood, or plastic wood? Driftwood's your answer, which was C. You all got there as well. Abby picks up 45 for that one, though. The next Trust Me subject is imaginary places, and the player with the lowest score at the end of this will find themselves at a bit of a loose end, leaving us with just 2 contestants for our final head-to-head. So, we better make these appeals count. We're starting with Steve this time. You have 10 seconds, sir. The subject is imaginary places. Why should we trust you?
Trust me, in 6 years in Africa with no television, reading was a huge part of my entertainment with the classics and sci-fi favourites. From Discworld to Lilliput, this is my subject.
Steve still leading the way. He's now answered more questions than everyone else. Jed, why trust you?
You can trust me on this because I've always been a bit of a dreamer. I've read all the Narnia novels. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is my favourite film, and my young daughter always takes me to her imaginary places.
Jed's in second place, still on 199. He's still answered less questions right than Abby. Abby, why trust you?
Well, I think you can trust me on imaginary places. I love watching fantasy films like the 4 Star Wars films. I've read Alice in Wonderland, Narnia stories, and I would love to visit Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and...
7 points separate Abby and Jed. One of them is probably going to go in just a second. The subject is imaginary places, Defectors. Defect now. Here comes some new figures to be locked into the computer. Your points are as follows. Abby, 15% there, 15 points. Jed, 26%. Steve, 59%. It's really going to be between Jed and Abby here. Here come the questions. What is the name of the hidden Buddhist paradise in the book and film Lost Horizon? Cocaine, Erewhon, Olympia or Shangri-La? Shangri-La's your answer. D. Steve picks up 59 points. Here's the next one. In Scandinavian mythology, which was the realm of the northern gods? Mordor, Asgard, Katana or Thalia? B. Asgard's the answer. Jed gets it right, so does Steve. That could prove important, Jed. Here comes the final question. Abby, you need to get this right. Which of these was the flying island in Gulliver's Travels? Brigadoon, Lilliput, Laputa or Avalon? The right answer there was C, Laputa. Only Steve got it right for another 59. It's time for someone to go. Let's take a look at the scores. Abby, I think you know what's coming. Steve, 425 points. You go through to the end game. Jed, 225 points. You're through as well. Abby, you got as many questions right as Jed. You performed just as well as he has. But the audience defected against you. What more can I say? It's time to leave. And as Abby becomes yet another victim of natural selection, let's see which audience defector is currently the best at choosing players tactically to collect the most right answers. She's back in front again. It's Kate Barber, our 17-year-old student from Nottingham. Kate, one round to go. If you can hold the lead, you'll be holding £1,000 in just a few minutes. So, Jed and Steve, it's time now to go head-to-head in our grand finale, Quick Defect. We've reset your scores to 0, and your aim now is to amass the biggest score by the time you hear this noise. The Quick Defect is played on the buzzer. The first one to buzz in with the right answer gets the points, but if you're wrong, I can pass it over to your opponent. I must also take your first answer. Now, defectors, you'll be given the chance this time to defect prior to every single question. So the player's fate now lies completely in your hands. And remember, you're playing for £1,000. So are the players. Let's play Quick Defect. Good luck to everyone, then. Here comes the first subject. Film, defect. And here's the first question. Who played Nick Leeson in the 1998 film... Yes, Steve?
Hugh Grant.
No. The 1998 film Rogue Trader. Jed, do you want to buzz in and have a guess?
No, I don't know, sorry.
No, the answer there was Ewan McGregor. Let's move on to the next subject. Celebrities, defect. Question, what is the name of John and Yoko Lennon's son? Yes, Jed?
Sean Lennon.
That's the right one for 25 points. The next subject is Proverbs, defect. Question, proverbially, what are the eyes the windows of? Yes, Jed?
The soul.
That's the right one for 41 points. The next subject is travel, defect. Question, in which city might you visit the Checkpoint Charlie Museum? Steve?
Berlin.
71 goes to you. The next subject is musical instruments, defect. Question, in America, which very large stringed instrument is sometimes called a... Yes, Steve?
Double bass.
That's the right answer, a bull fiddle. Well anticipated there. The next subject is TV, defect. Question, boom boom was the catchphrase of... Yes, Jed?
Basil Brush.
That's the right answer, 33 to you. The next subject is royalty, defect. Question, what name is given to the formal act of a monarch giving up their throne? Yes, Steve? It's gone. Jed, do you want to buzz in there? Yep.
Abdication.
That's the right answer for 25 points. The next subject is transport, defect. Question is, what name is usually given to the kitchen on a ship or plane? Yes, Steve?
A galley.
That's the right one. You got 73 there. The next subject is geography, defect. Close game, this one. People of which city are known as Muscovites? Steve?
Moscow.
Right answer, 76. Next subject, animals, defect. Question is, which rodent shares its name with a computer pointing device? Yes, Steve?
A mouse.
You just got 74. The next subject is fashion, defect. Less than a minute to go. On which part of the body would you wear a ruff or a choker? Yes, Steve?
Around the neck.
Yes, 59 goes to you. The next subject, science, defect. Question. Potassium was discovered by which inventor of the miner's safety lamp? Yes, Steve?
Sir Humphrey Davy.
Yes, right again. 65 points to you. Next subject, words, defect. The question is, which French word describes a workplace nursery for the children of input? Steve?
Crèche.
That's the right one. 79 to you. Here comes the next subject. It's measurements, defect. Running out of time. Here we go. Foolscap and pinched poster sizes of... Yes, Steve?
Paper.
Right answer. 86 to you, and that's the end of the round and the game. So, for the final time, let's take a look at the scores. Jed, you've got 124. That's the target to beat. Steve, you had a good run at the end. Was it enough? Let's find out. You win £1,000 if it's higher than 124. 628. Well played. You're tonight's winner. And commiserations, of course, to Jed. A great performance from you as well, sir. But how about our audience now? Who was the best tactical voter there? Who kept backing the right players? Who is tonight's top defector? She's timed her run to perfection. It's Blossom Gordon, who's 59, a supervisor. Blossom, you've just won £1,000. Come and join me and get your cash. Stephen, you come. Well done, Steve. Congratulations. There you go. £1,000 to you. In you come, Blossom. Hey, it's a nice surprise, isn't it? Fantastic, £1,000. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, there you go. That's it from me on Defectors. Until next time, goodbye.